What's up, everyone? I am here back again for another Analytics Friday, another live with me. Whoa, getting everything together here. We've got Franklin over on TikTok. I'm live on YouTube and Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter right now. So we're going to wait a couple seconds as people get in. We've got Haley, we've got Franklin, we've got all sorts of people popping in here. Today we are going to be talking about Instagram analytics in Creator Studio. So this is going to be really fun. Creator Studio, I believe, is being underused right now. There's a lot of really good things going on with it. So definitely stick around. So before we get too far into anything, I just want to say thanks to StreamYard. StreamYard is awesome. They allow me to stream to multiple platforms at one time, and I get to use my nice Canon camera up there and a good mic. It works with everything. So if you are looking to stream at all, I definitely suggest using StreamYard. They allow me to use these cool overlays. So, I can put their logo on here. I can put my logo on here. I can remind you that I do have a Buy Me a Coffee, and you can go to that link, and I actually use it for coffee. So without further ado, let's get started here. We've got Paper Moon Creative over on TikTok. We just had Lollipop jump in on Periscope. And we've got Militia over on YouTube. Thanks, everybody, for popping in. Like I said, we are going to be talking about Instagram analytics in Creator Studio. So if you don't know what Creative Studio is yet, it is Facebook's platform. Let me go ahead and pull it up. It's Facebook's platform for creators to be able to manage all of their creative stuff in one place as far as their Facebook pages and their Instagram accounts go. So you just go to business.facebook.com/creator studio, and all of your pages will be here. So I have all of the pages that I have access to. All the Instagram accounts are linked here. All my Facebook pages are linked here. But today we're specifically going to be looking at Instagram and Instagram analytics. So like I said, if you have any questions about that, go ahead and drop those in the comments. I'll be more than happy to pull those up and get you some information on that. All right, so when you get to Creator Studio, this is what you're going to land on. So you land in your content library where your posts are, and it might look like just the list of your posts, but this is actually where you're going to get all of the information on how your posts performed, and how the different kinds of posts perform. So let me get out of here. So if you guys didn't know also what that was just saying, the biggest reason that I feel like people are sleeping on Creator Studio is because you can actually schedule your Instagram posts there. There are not very many places that have a good scheduler for Instagram, and why not use the platform that owns Instagram? So I really like to do that there. Anywho, so you can see what kind of posts these are. So if you go to Content Library and then you go into your posts, on the left-hand side, there are all these little icons, and it shows you, is this a story? Is this IGTV? Do we have just a carousel? Do we have one photo, right? So we can see all that on the left-hand side as just like a quick visual. Obviously, if it's vertical, you can assume that it's like a reel or a story. In this case, it was an IGTV. So, for everyone, that's going to be a little bit different. You can also use a filter to look at all of your posts, or just the published ones, just the scheduled ones, etc. Archived ones are also in there. And of course, you can change the time. So the time frame that you're looking at. So I'm just going to, and remember, all these are archived because they're stories. So that's what you would use archived for, or if you just archive your posts. But even though it's archived, so I'm going to go into this one. I'm going to go to view post. Even though it's archived, I still have all the analytics right here on the right-hand side. So I can see the actions. This is a big one for me, guys. I know that we talk about virality and, you know, people are influencers on Instagram and all of that, but there's a difference between being an influencer and having influence. It's something Brian talks about all the time. As an influencer, that has influence, you should be able to drive people to do some sort of interaction. That should be the goal of your posts. So you can see that if the goal of this post for Brian was to get somebody to go learn more about him for speaking, which I believe that's probably what this was, then he's doing a good job because it reached, 52 people, but 3 of those people, so it looks like 2 of these people took action, and they went to his profile, and then one of them even clicked on a link. So I'm going to call that a win because it's not always the easiest thing to get people to do, right? And if I get that out of the way, we get even more information. So like I said, we had 52 people reached, or accounts reached with this story. And we see the impressions. Nobody followed from seeing the story. We can see the navigation. So 25 people went forward, 12 went to the next story, and then 7 exited, 1 went back. So stories, this is a little bit interesting for me. A lot of these numbers, honestly, I don't look at a ton. I mean, the exited, maybe we might look at, but to be honest, I'm really just looking for those interactions, people going to the profile. Okay, just to reset this really quick, we are talking about Instagram analytics in Creator Studio. So if you have any questions about that, drop them in the comments. I have people tuning in on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, and I even have people over on TikTok. My people on TikTok, I am doing a screen share on the other platforms. So if you want to come and hang out and see what I'm doing click for click, you can go to my YouTube channel or my Facebook account. And both of those are under Brie E Anderson, so they should be super easy to find. Okay, so we just looked at a story. If we look at IGTV, these are pretty interesting. So remember, you click on those 3 dots to open up the analytics, and these kind of look like, you see that you get this retention chart right away. I love this. This is something that YouTube actually has a little bit hidden. I know a lot of people have a hard time finding the retention. Paper Moon Creative, I'm excited to see you over on YouTube, so thanks for that. This is something that's really important because it helps you determine whether or not you're giving the content to people that they're expecting, right? So in this video, we can see that there was a big drop. It's not a very precise graph, so this is kind of hard to tell. About 3 minutes, 6 minutes, so we can assume that this is about 2 minutes. 1 minute. I would say this is probably 30-ish seconds where the big drop happens. So, maybe we should have, let's see, I can probably watch this.
Is to inspire you to be creative with the limitations that we are presented.
So he does start with something that's really a very impactful message, but apparently we have to do something a little bit more impactful. So we can see total views here, likes and comments. I would like to see some more information here on Instagram's side, but alas, they didn't ask me what I wanted to see here. So this is what we get. If we, as you see, if you do the 3 dots here, we can download it, mute it, picture in picture, what have you. So we've done a story, we've done IGTV. I want to get to a post here so that I could show you some cool stuff that happens here. So this is just a photo post, what a lot of us tend to do. And you can see what interactions there were. Again, these interactions are link clicks or profile views. So from this post, 8 people went to his profile. To me, that is a really good sign because they want more from you, right? So we see our interactions up here. We can see how many people were reached. So 693 people were reached for 749 impressions. If we did the math on that, that's a little over once on average people were seeing this. We can also do the math here and say, okay, of the accounts that we reached, how many of them took action? We could do the math on that. I'm not going to try and pull up a calculator on top of all of this because everything would get messy. So I'm not going to do that. But that way you can see how many interactions or what that interaction rate was. You also get this statistic of 28% of the people that saw this weren't following, which I think is a very cool metric. I like that one a lot. I like to look into that. And to get a better idea of that, if we go further into the discovery section here, we can see that 525 people saw it on their homepage. Those are probably people that follow us, right? But 109 saw them from hashtags. So then we can, go through these hashtags and kind of see maybe where those people are coming from. Then we saw 60 of them were on the profile, and 55 are from other. What those other are could be the explore page, something of that nature. So I really am I really do like this. I wish we could that as detailed as this for IGTV, but again, they didn't ask me, so we'll see. It might just be that it's new, so maybe we'll get those a little bit down the road. Helicopter Dog Mom, thanks for joining over on TikTok. It's good to see you again. So obviously, you get your likes and comments up here. This saves. I think save is a really good metric to look at. Generally, this is something obviously that people are going to be going back to refer to. So we see this a lot on educational content. Maybe if you put like your contact information, people might be more tempted to save. So there are a lot of different reasons you could do that. Again, I really like this profile visits here. If we look at a carousel, view post, we can see, so this got a lot of profile visits, good reach. A lot of people seeing this more than once this time. Interesting, from home. So what I don't like about this though is that I'm not seeing how many people clicked, like how many people interacted with this in a way that, like how many people saw this picture versus this picture. I don't know. It doesn't say anything. So that's frustrating. But again, same metrics as the regular. We've got interactions like comment, save. We also have all the discovery stuff. So reach, impressions, from home, profile, explore. Okay, so no, explore is defined here. So still not sure what the other is from. I don't know yet. Have to look into that some more. But, he didn't get any from hashtags this time, it looks like. So maybe he needs to refine those hashtags, because if we looked at this, it said from hashtags how many he got. He didn't get that for carousel. So again, something to look at. Let's see. So these are each of the posts. We can break them down and see them by type across the top. There's that menu right there. So if we go to view his video posts, so they don't have retention reports on this one, only if it's an IGTV, but we can see again profile visits and all the normal stuff that we've seen on the other types of posts. But, at a glance, we could go through this and go, okay, what performed really well? What didn't perform really well? as we scroll through it. So we can kind of start to get an idea at a glance of what we need to focus on. So that's all your posts, right? So if you have any questions about that, go ahead and drop those in here. But I'm going to move into profile analytics. So this is kind of, in my eyes, it's a little bit misleading. Oh no, I think my camera's going to die, y'all. It's a little bit misleading because if we go to insights, we would be expecting to get all the analytical data, but that you can only see that in posts. This is specifically activity on your or for your profile. So like this shows how many posts in the last 7 days, actions taken on your account, which again, these are very important, and what those actions were. So profile visits, website visits, call, get direction texts, alas. Can see what the discovery was. So this says, set of insights measures the actions people take when they engage with your account. So impressions. And that's really all you get here. Really, that's literally it. You can't change the date range or anything like that. So again, for me, this part is lacking, but it is nice to see kind of the peaks and valleys of how things are performing. So we've got the Gawk over at TikTok. Thanks for joining. And we've got all of our friends hanging out. So this is activity. This is, now we can go to the audience. So this tells you more about who your audience is, the people that are actually following you on Instagram. So we can see total followers. We see what the difference is in the last 7 days. And we see age and gender. These are all things that you can see on your phone, by the way. I really only like Creator Studio for looking through the post data, just because it's a lot easier to go through. So we have age and gender here. You can see the gender split. You can see when your followers are on Instagram by day and then by day and hour. For me, I do like this visual. It's a lot easier for me to understand. But basically, his followers are just always online. So other than he shouldn't be posting between 6 a.m. and so between 4 a.m. and 12 p.m. But every other time, oh no, my camera died. Hold on, guys. Let me pick a different camera. Camera. Oh, pick a different camera. All right, you get the grainy, oh God, that's terrible. Okay, you get the grainy FaceTime camera. Sorry about that. So yeah, this is pretty easy to read in my opinion. So I like that. And then you see countries and cities. So really, like I said, in these two sections, it's lacking, but I really, really do like this content library where we're looking at the posts so we can see all of the analytics and how we can break it down and pick different time periods. To me, that's really helpful. Otherwise, the insights part of this is really lacking. Something that was mentioned is the fact that they got rid of hashtag analytics, so you can't see how much of your traffic came from specific hashtags, or at least we haven't been able to figure that out yet. Again, kind of annoying. But I have faith. I'm hoping that they eventually bring that back because that's really beneficial for all of us to know. In Creator Studio, you can also see your posting pattern. So, you can see weeks versus months versus days, whatever. And I guess you could take that and then kind of compare it to the actions taken on your account curve. But again, that's kind of like more you have to think about it. Yeah, so let's see. Do we have any questions about anything in Creator Studio for Instagram? anything at all, go ahead and drop those in the comments. If not, while I'm waiting, I do just want to remind you that I do have I do this every Friday at 12:30, and by every Friday I mean most of the time. And I do that with my own time because it's fun and I enjoy it. But I do have a buy me a coffee where you can buy me a coffee. I literally use that money for coffee. So that would be really nice. It's a nice little pick me up. So you can do that. I put the link in the just in the comments just now. But don't feel like you have to. It's just a nice little reminder. I also do one-on-one consultations and analytics setups. So you can book those on my Buy Me a Coffee page as well. All right. So I just got a question on TikTok that says, where do we find good hashtags for Instagram? So I've been using a tool called, what is it? So it's called neontools.io. It's free, and you can use the hashtag analyzer to get information on specific hashtags. So that is what I would do. So again, if we're looking at content library and we're looking at posts, something that I do want to mention is some of the things that Facebook is really looking at in terms of the algorithm are things that are not given to you as a metric, right? So they really want to see how many people are going to your profile and taking the next step and what that ratio is as they increase their reach. They want to know if people are, what the percentage is of people that were following you and then, interacted, or the comment rate, those things. So what you really want to do is find the content that is growing your channel. So ones that get you more followers. So like this right here. So he didn't get any follows off this. Let's see. He got one follow off this, and this shows him speaking and a big idea that he has. If we go to this, he didn't get any follows on this, but he did get saves. So that's going to bring people back to the platform. And Twitter really does value that, or Instagram really does value that. Anytime that they know that they're going to bring people back into the platform, or that they're going to spend more time on the platform, you're going to be rewarded for that. So some of these things, I would kind of like take all this information and put it in your own like spreadsheet or something like that and start to do math on some of those things to find what it is that's actually really working. Because remember, your impressions, those are things that can be swayed just by like how many other people are posting at the same time, what time of day you posted, things of that nature. And that's not really telling of whether or not the algorithm is in your favor necessarily. So just a couple thoughts on my end. It looks like we didn't get any more comments to come in. So this one's going to be short and sweet. Thanks for hanging out. And again, if you're watching this on replay though, and you do have questions, leave a comment and I will gladly get back to you and help you in any way I can. That's all for this week, folks. And don't forget, you're a